Welcome to Means of Grace, a podcast produced by the Western North Carolina Conference of the United Methodist Church.
Welcome to Means of Grace. I'm Melissa McGill, the Conference Director of Communications. We have another meditation for you today. In this time of stress and burnout, as the world begins to reopen following more than a year of pandemic-related quarantines, these episodes that allow you to pause and take a breath are even more important. Dr. Melanie Dobson is an ordained elder in the Western North Carolina Conference and an associate professor of Methodist Studies at the Lutheran Theological Southern Seminary in Columbia, South Carolina. She's also a registered yoga teacher, teaching yoga at churches and retreat centers and for cancer survivors. In this episode, she walks us through the square breathing practice. It's been proven to lower heart rate, de-stress, and shift mental state, all within just 2 minutes.
This is a breathing technique called the square breath or square breathing. You can do it anytime, in any place. It works for every age, from a young child to an adult. And it's been proven scientifically to help lower heart rate and blood pressure, to move you from a different state, whether it be stressed or anxious at the beginning, to a place of calm and peace at the end. So let's begin by inhaling, drawing into the count of 4, imagining your breath tracing one side of a square. And then as you come to the top of that square, pause at the top, holding in the inhale to the count of 4, drawing the top of the square in your mind's eye. And then exhaling down another side of the square to the count of 4. And then we pause, drawing the bottom of the square, completing the square breath, so that the inhale, the pause, the exhale, and the pause are an equal count of 4, creating a square. We'll begin by turning to our in-breath. So drawing in from the diaphragm, a breath count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Drawing in the inhale, breathing from the belly all the way up. 2, 3, 4. Pausing at the top. 2, 3, 4. And then exhaling slowly through your nose. 4. Coming to pause. 2, 3, 4. Inhaling. 2, 3, 4. Pausing. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause. 2, 3, 4. As you breathe in, imagine you're drawing up one side of a square, pausing at the top to draw across the top of the square, exhaling down one side of the square, and then completing the square as you pause at the bottom. Now allow the breath to return to normal. Notice if you're in a different place from where you began. May God's peace be with you. Amen.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Means of Grace. I hope you were able to take a breath and relax as you followed along with this practice. Have any story ideas or topics you'd like us to cover? send me an email at mmcgill@wnccumc.org. Also, Means of Grace will be transitioning to twice-a-month episodes for the summer months, so we'll hope you'll continue to follow along. We'll be back on June 1st with a new episode. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening to Means of Grace, a podcast produced by the Western North Carolina Conference of the United Methodist Church. We hope you enjoy listening to these podcasts and use them as a way to stay connected to our community. Remember to subscribe to Means of Grace for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Please leave us an honest rating and a review. It helps others find this podcast. Follow the WNCC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at WNCCUMC. Once again, that's at WNCCUMC. Means of Grace is produced by the Western North Carolina Conference of the United Methodist Church and Andy Go of Gojo Studios.